I am so happy that you're on the call. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Alina, for being part of this project.
Of course.
And you have become such an inspiration for me. You are the the leader that I always look for. Like when I start these youth groups, there's always one that kind of takes the project and makes it his or her own. Thank you. Yeah.
No problem. Well, when you first told me about it, I was like writing down notes and like thoughts that were going through my head because I was like, this is perfect. And I was like writing down all the different people I can talk to. Because like we were talking about earlier in the meeting, I have lost touch with a lot of people that I've like, because I've moved a lot. But through this, I actually started talking to them more. And like, it was a great way for me to start talking to them more and also like get to know how they're actually feeling. And I love the whole like goal is like connecting people because I think it's definitely gonna work. And it's really cool seeing like some of my California friends that I'm gonna ask possibly connecting with New York and Hong Kong. Like it's crazy seeing that happen. But
Right? Oh my God.
it's like
I was like, I don't even know how to explain how exciting it was to talk to your friend this morning, to Margie, because I, yes, if, like she's in freaking Hong Kong, and that was amazing to me. So
yeah.
the fact that the vision that this can be created from teen to teen all over, whew, I was like, yeah, and oh, that just sounds fabulous. It gives you guys something, something else to do at home, something creative and proactive, and we can truly create a global community.
Because I have like my own questions. I was brainstorming with my mom today, like um kind of based off of my experience in quarantine and then having questions from there for like other teens.
I love it because, I'm asking questions from my perspective, but I know that your perspective, from your age and like your world is way different than mine. So bringing your perspective and your own experience into it could definitely enhance the project. So I think it's a great idea.
Yay.
Okay, so now let's start our own,
Okay.
our own
Yes.
journey. And so your name, age, where you calling from, and I want to know initially how long have you been in quarantine, and how long have you been exercising social distancing, and how has the process been for you?
Okay. Okay, so my name's Alina. I'm 17. I live in Mamaroneck, New York, and me personally, like my family has been in quarantine for maybe a month and a half, social distancing, something around that. And how's it been for me? Well, it's changed. I feel like it changes every day. Like my mood is all over the place. Some days I'll wake up like really motivated, and then other days like I don't want to do anything. And it definitely changed because at the beginning I was like happy that we got a break from school and I kind of just saw it as like a mini vacation. And now I want to go back to school and like I want to see my friends and I'm missing everything about it. So it's definitely gotten harder.
What about it has gotten harder? Like, what is the part where you think, what about it in general has it gotten harder with you from within and just in your everyday?
I think not having a change of environment for a really long time, I don't think I've ever had to experience that. And also, like, in a sense, going to school was refreshing because it's, at least for me, I showed different parts of myself when I'm at school versus when I'm at home. So it's kind of refreshing to see both sides of myself, if that makes sense. So now that it's just like my family and it's kind of confined to one side of me.
Hmm. Have you tried your school side with your family at all, or no?
Yeah, I've learned a lot through quarantine, and that's one of the things I learned is it's so uncomfortable. Like if I'm just like the same way I am with my friends, I'll probably end up getting yelled at. It's just different worlds, I feel like.
Agreed. I think I can definitely see that. And I see that with my son, right? So sometimes I'm in the kitchen and I can hear him in the room talking or playing, like he plays, right? Uh, Fortnite or whatever it is with his online, right, with friends online, and I can hear the way he like goofs off. He's all goofy. He's funny. He has all these like personalities that he doesn't do with us when we're like in
Yeah, yeah.
time, or he doesn't joke like that. And I'm like, who's this? I don't go in and invade his space because, but I hear it and I'm like, ooh, I can see another side of him. And
Yeah.
then I noticed that he curses sometimes, and I'm like, and I don't, right? I'm like, right? So when I, so when I heard him cursing, I was like, watch your mouth, right? All the way from the kitchen. He's like, sorry, mom. So I was like, this is how you are behind my back. Right?
Yeah. Mhm.
That was really interesting to see and to experience. What has
Yeah, it's an
been,
adjustment for sure.
yes, what has been the good parts or like the blessing in disguise?
Yeah, I think I can see the blessing in disguise. Like if I look for it like every day, it could be something different. But I've definitely learned how much I need to motivate myself. Like I set goals for myself by the end of the quarantine for things that I want to do, just because now I have like time without distractions really. And just like getting myself motivated every day, it's gotten easier for sure. But that's definitely a blessing that I realized.
Nice.
Just like being able to have the time to work on what I want to work on and like motivate myself and learn how to do that.
That is a blessing. Actually, that all I can relate to that because a lot of my excuse, I want to say, before the quarantine was that because I had a full-time job and I worked with the youth and I had all these projects in my head that I wanted to do, but I never had the time, right? Because
Hmm.
I had this full-time job, and then when I got home, I have full-time duty at home, right? As a mom, as a wife, and even just for myself. And then when I did have, I get to focus on the youth groups with you guys. Whenever I did have extra time, it wasn't enough to launch a project. So
Yeah.
time away from work, although a little stressful, I want to say, financially, it's a blessing in the way I've been able to work on the things that I've loved that I kind of left in the back burner because I didn't have time before. So I
Yeah, exactly.
relate to that.
Mhm.
And what is your experience with the media, for social media, and the whole from the moment that they started uh, talking about COVID-19 and the whole process? What is your experience with it? What just your whole experience? What do you think about how it's been handled and what you see every day, both in the media and social media?
Um, for social media, I've definitely spent a lot of time every day on it, which I've noticed is not good for me because I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't make me feel good. Like when I leave my phone, I feel relieved. And now I can't really do that as much because it's not like, oh, I'm going out with my friends, so I'm not going to look at my phone. It's kind of just always there.
Mm,
So it's it's definitely more on the negative side um right now during quarantine. but the media, like news in the other sense.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are always playing news and like in the kitchen every day, like 24/7. And it's gotten to the point where it stresses me out because I hear the same thing over and over. So I like change the channel to like a comedy or something just to like, we know what's going on. We know there's like nothing really we can do about it. It's just stressing me out more. So I kind of try to push that away a little bit. Um, just like for myself, it stresses me out a lot.
Does this situation concern your future? Does it bring you any
Um,
fear, any anxiety?
does it concern my future? Not as much as I've talked to like my friends. They definitely have more concerns than I do. I'm really like grateful that my family's okay. Like all of my whole family, their health is good. We're all being safe. So it's not really directly impacting my family that much. So concerns for my future, probably not.
Okay. That's a blessing, definitely.
Yeah.
I for me it's the same. I just have one cousin who contracted the virus, but she was able to bounce back super quickly, and we haven't lost anyone, which
Yeah.
it's a blessing for us.
Hmm.
And I did lose a coworker and a young man that was in one of my groups, and that
Hmm.
was pretty sad. That I think that was the moment when it became real for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the moment that it becomes real for a lot of people. Because at least for us in New York, and we're part of this whole collective, and for the kids that are going to be watching, we've been hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
I know that you can talk to someone and that person knows somebody that had it or has it or lost someone. And
Yeah.
the fact that every single person that you speak to either has someone directly or knows someone that has someone, it's enough to know that this is has been serious in at least in our area.
Definitely. Yeah. My friend, her grandma passed away. So I was because of Corona. So I was like helping her out and talking her through it. And that's definitely when I realized like it's real, like it's impacting people I care about. Because it's really easy to think that, oh, it's happening to everyone else besides me. So it's not really a big deal. But then it starts like actually impacting your life. And that's definitely scary.
I agree. And what um what do you think is missing? Like, what do you think is missing in the media? What do you think we could do better? What do you think is missing in social media? Overall, what do you think is missing in humanity for us to be able to get through this together?
I think um, unity is missing because as much as like celebrities are trying to do their own thing, like not even talking about celebrities, but in my own life, like unity within my friends is missing. Um, just like creating a time where we can all talk and like all just feel connected and so that we don't feel lonely. That's definitely missing. Um, just something to cheer us up, I
Mm,
think.
yes, agreed. That's right there. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna create that. I don't know how we're gonna create that. We're gonna create that together for sure.
Hmm.
And so share. What else would you like to share about your experience in this during this time? Things that you've seen.
Um, it's it's so weird. I still like can't really wrap my head around it. Just going out feels like I'm in a movie, like I'm in a scary movie. Like it does not feel real
Oh
at
my God.
all.
I agree with you. Oh, in that sense, I stand in. I was sharing with Marky earlier today that when I go out, it's a mixed feeling
Mhm.
because I'm excited and enjoying the fact that the air is cleaner. I don't know
Mhm.
why. Maybe it's because I've been home for so long that when I go outside, even when it's raining, everything just looks brighter to me.
Yeah.
Everything just looks like beautiful and brighter, and it's calm. I've never seen New York so calm. New York is always filled with fussy people who are busy and pissed, and people
Mhm.
are calm. It's very calm. However, I encounter a lot of stress when I have to make these long lines to go food shopping because I go out right once every 2 weeks to do food shopping and to kind of run all the errands I need to do in that day. I pick one day, and I'm out all day, and everything has a line, and I'm a people person. Like I'm codependent in that way where I feed off of people's. I don't want to say I feed off of people's energy, but I interact with people through their energy. So one of the ways that I let out of my own high ball energy, because I am always on high ball, right? Is when I talk to people or I laugh or I meet someone or I'm always like, my husband's always like, you're always talking to somebody new, right? Because that's just my way.
Yeah.
And the fact that I have to stand there 6 feet apart from someone else with this thing in my face that makes me feel like I'm suffocating, and I get heartbroken. I'm like,
Yeah.
I sit there and I'm like, I feel like I'm living in a zombie movie, and
Yeah.
it's not fun. And then I talk to God,
Mhm.
right? Because I have my own little conversations, and I'm like, we need to do something about this. Like, this cannot be the world I'm gonna live in, or that my kids are going to grow up in. Like, can
Yeah.
we fix this, right? I'm like, fix this. And but this is our doing it is our responsibility. I can't put it all on God, right?
Mhm.
So for the time, I have to remind myself that social distancing is the way that we can eventually go back to a social norm. However, it doesn't stop me from thinking that things will never be the same again. And I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Me too.
Hmm.
I feel like when I talk to my friends and everything, they're all focused on summer. Like, oh, everything will be back to normal during summer. But not many of them are thinking, like, what if it's never back to normal? Because that's just really scary to think about.
I think
Because, yeah, I have no idea what it's going to be like.
that's probably why
Yeah.
they don't talk about it, because it's scary to think that it may not be back to normal. You know,
Yeah.
so it's even if it's back to normal. I think at least for this year, people will always have the virus in the back of their minds. So
Mhm.
there's still going to be a sense of distancing, even when we're told, right, that we're in the clear.
Yeah.
So it will be different. Everything will be just different. You know,
Yeah.
we won't have New York already. The pools won't be open. They're still debating whether beaches will be open. So already there's a whole sort sort of activities that are being taken away from us.
Mhm.
That comes with the fun of having summer. So
Mhm. Yeah.
we get to bring hope in the midst of all this. What
Yeah.
what would make you, and in your experience, your fellow teens, hopeful and excited and just at least look for the beauty in the now? What do you think would be something we can do, or that would definitely make a difference during the next few months?
Mm. So, like, on media, like using our phones and stuff.
It, it could, however you think.
Um, I think like having Zooms or just calls with all your friends definitely like raises spirits a lot because yeah, I missed that. It's been like a month. We haven't even scheduled a group Zoom call with like all of our friends. I feel like that would make a difference. Give us something like more positive to think about, like enjoy each other's company without even really being there again. Um, Besides that, oh, my friend started this thing called Corona Diaries or Quarantine Diaries or something. So she set up a Google Slides and she has a lot of like friends write a diary entry for that day. And it's like it's really cool because everybody gets to see it. So it's kind of like, it's funny and people like comment on each other's diary entry. And
That
it's
is
just,
brilliant. A lot of
right?
that
Yeah, I really liked her idea.
what we what we're trying to do. I mean, we're trying to do it in the live version, but I think that's we can talk about. Oh, can you invite your friends to have a one-on-one? Like this is cool. I think that's
Yeah,
really great.
I'll definitely invite her. But
Beautiful.
yeah, things like that definitely helps. Or like keeping yourself busy with crafts or like doing things that you've wanted to do and doing it with your friends, like on FaceTime or something like that. That
Yes.
helps.
Yes. Agreed. Okay. And what would be the message for your teens? So now you have a world of teenagers that are watching this video and they want to listen. No, before that, my world of teenagers, let's go back a little bit. So there are teens out there right now that are possibly living in an environment where it's not healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
They may be living in an environment where they're not listened to or acknowledged, or they don't have privacy, or they live in domestic violence relationships and they can't get out the house. They don't have they don't have school to escape from home. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have the option of going outside and going for walks, and they're trapped literally in an unhealthy environment. What would be your message to these kids that could possibly be watching your interview right now?
Mm. I think since the whole situation has changed, obviously we can't go out, obviously we can't do the things that we're used to doing and the things that we've like grown up and known that makes us happy. You At least what I've been doing is I've been finding other things that I don't know, wait, let me rephrase that. I've been finding things that I didn't know made me happy. So kind of just like evolving and with like the changing environment, changing your mindset to be able to adapt and cope and figure out what keeps you going and what you could see as a source of happiness if it's not the same thing as it was, just changing it a little bit. Um, Maybe learning new things. The internet has everything that we could possibly think of, and we normally don't have time to like really look through it. So learning new things, talking to people, definitely like reach out to your friends, reach out to people you miss or haven't talked to in a while, and make sure you still have some sort of support system.
Beautiful. Awesome. And what would be your message for all the teens in the world?
Um, Take this time to like realize how you're feeling. Don't push it aside because normally it's easy to do that because we have a lot of distractions in our life. But take this time to like learn more about yourself and again like find more things that make you happy.
Beautiful. Find things that make you happy. I think that's definitely a life goal.
Yeah,
For teens, kids, teens, and adults all over, do what you love and find things that makes you happy. I think happiness is the key to be able to one raise vibrations. It's the key to doing things that make when we're happy, we transmit that energy to other people, and we can make other people happy. And that same energy comes back to us the days that we don't feel so happy and that we feel sad and things happen. There's always somebody that's gonna come along that's gonna replenish your energy.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it selflessly, I think that was one of the a key word that I got from my first call, being selfless always reciprocates at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It always reciprocates. Uh, this is an interesting time for humans. It is an interesting time all over because it does give us it took a lot away from us,
Yeah.
but is giving us a lot of other insights, and it's our
Yeah.
responsibility to see what that insight is for us individually and collectively.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing that you can say you've learned from the entire experience of quarantine that can benefit humanity as a whole, what would it be?
Humanity as a whole, definitely having to do with the environment. It's crazy that we had to go at such lengths to finally like improve our environment. And now that it's here, now that it's better, we have to keep that because there's no way we can like go back in time like this ever again in terms of like our whole global health, like our world and our environment. Like we have to do something about that.
Wow, it's so interesting to hear because that was very similar to the answer of my first call. Is we can take anything away from this is how this quarantine has has made us really look at the global health,
Yeah.
how how us being in quarantine how nature has replenished itself so quickly. And if we were
Yeah.
to adapt something like this yearly, we would have a better planet. If
Mm-hmm.
we were always in the hustle and bustle, and if we would take 40 days out of the year and self quarantine globally, I think we'd have a different planet. I don't think
Definitely.
it's much to ask for.
Yeah.
Mhm. Beautiful. So, Alina, thank you again, a gazillion thank yous for being part of this call, being part
No
of
problem.
this quarantine connection. We still gotta figure out a name. And and for everyone that has watched us, thank you for being a part of it. We're gonna have a complete Zoom with everyone that has been part of this, and this is gonna be exciting to watch. We will announce it soon. And I want to thank you for being amazing, for being a great leader, and for taking this project completely to heart.
Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
You are welcome. Is there anything else that you want to share? Is there any questions that you have for me, or is there anything that you would like to share to the global community?
Um, um, no, I think I said everything.
Beautiful. Well, awesomeness. All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Have a great week, and much love for you.
You too. Bye.